Today we'll be covering one of the best mouse and keyboard players and probably one of the best players overall in Warzone. His name is none other than Breadman. Now, Breadman is a nasty sniper, but he's nasty with everything else. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things from a general perspective and also covering a little bit more in depth with mouse and keyboard perspective as well, because again, he is, in my opinion, one of the best mouse and keyboard players in the scene. Right now we're at a hot drop, just at Strongholds. This is an older match. It's about 3 weeks old, maybe 4 weeks old at this point. So this is definitely post the new season.
What is going on?
And he's got a wild one right now. He's already gonna be look like he's sitting on good pace. He's got 2 knocks he hasn't even executed yet.
I just don't got enough bullets for this.
All right, let's go back and just cover one simple thing, and that's just decision making mid combat that most players don't have. So we started shooting at this guy down the staircase, and then you saw that he saw him out of the corner of his eye. Let's get a little bit more of a. He saw him right here. So we have the player here, and you saw how he kind of hesitated. You'll see him kind of look, and then he commits to this guy. And then he goes instantly back to the bigger threat. And that's just, it's very simple decision making. So many people just stay tunnel vision on the guy who is the easier target and risk getting shot by the other players actually looking at you. So just a great observation on Breadman's part, especially mid-fight, and just utilizing his eyes for simple intel and picking the best course of action for the enemy that's the biggest threat. Now, you can't really critique a lot of what the players are doing. It's a hot drop. There's a lot of things going on right now. People are trying to go for reses of their teammates. They're trying to go for thirst. They're trying to find weapons, find plates. And trust me, I'm one of those players where sometimes you cannot find weapons and you just have to use your pistol. The first guy we started shooting in the back should have at least turned on us and tried to pistol us, especially since his teammate or another player was shooting on us. So here we have a simple just bail from a helicopter, just using high aggression. He notices the enemy wraps around the corner. This is why it cuts across. Again, going back to decision making. He can sit here and keep chasing and round the corner and shoot him once or twice, allowing the enemy to just keep running and plating up and maybe bait us into his team. But instead of falling for the bait, he just pushes through the building, changes his angle, and fights the enemy from another direction. Very easy read, very great play. And again, just back-to-back quick decision making. And we're already at 10 kills with 125 up. Now, say what you want about Breadman, but I mean, these were all legitimate kills right here. Players just weren't fighting together. Everyone's playing their own game, and this is just taking advantage of a stronghold.
This guy's flying at me, grabbing the cheeks from behind, twisting him, turning him.
Now, unfortunately, it seems like there's a lot of players in this lobby that are deaf. So what he should have done, turn his volume up on his TV. I don't care if your baby's sleeping, turn that shit up and blow their eardrums out if you have to. Now, we can all agree that blowing out your baby's eardrum is probably a terrible idea, but you know what's a great idea? Upgrading your controller to a brand new aim controller today. Now, you're probably wondering yourself, Savage, what's different about this controller compared to the others? I can sit here and go on and on about how awesome this controller is, but honestly, until you have it in your hands, you fully can't comprehend the greatness that this will produce. The digital triggers alone are just an absolute dream with the adaptive trigger options on the PS5 variant. You have the paddles, which are the best paddles out of anyone else in the market. And right now we are doing $45 off the purchase of a new controller by utilizing code SAVAGE at checkout. The link will be in the description as well as the pinned comments. Also, I would love for you guys to come watch over on kick.com/savage_2c. The vibes are absolutely immaculate. If you guys are having a rough day, you just want to feel the vibes, make sure you guys come over, hang out. I'll also leave that link below. If you're playing Warzone, you might as well use your volume. Again, just utilizing the parachute to his advantage, securing even more kills. This is going to be more of a kill-hungry game reaction / tips video than really rotations. But again, pointing out, he has not been challenged by more than one enemy at a single time. It's always been solos and quads. Maybe, I don't know, play together. I'm not telling you how to stack. Play together. Working our way up to high ground right now. Spotting Mary Poppins sitting here.
Yeah, one shot.
Sheesh.
One tapped him.
Our mortar strike is inbound.
Nearly on 14. Holy.
Now, this is a ballsy challenge. I'm surprised he took it, to be honest. That was a real ballsy challenge.
If I could shoot my gun straight, it would.
But Breadman just able to challenge. Now, these are situations, guys, and this is why I always tell you I don't like always reacting to the best gameplay, because if you guys watch this, I can sit here and tell you exactly how to do this and make sure you do that, this, that to achieve this. But if you don't have the aim and skill necessary like Breadman does to secure this fight, you're going to get your face blown off. So this is like, enjoy watching it, but don't attempt this unless you have decent aim, especially with the SO.
If I could shoot my gun straight, it would.
That was beautiful right there. Let's just watch that one more time. Breadman literally mid-air pulls a Warzone 1 Caldera, cracks this guy, somehow hits this ledge, which prevents him from breaking his ankles when he falls down here. And then instead of running away to like hold an angle, wait for the enemy, he just instantly turns back and essentially just re-challenges and just catches that guy off guard completely. Now, this is one of those lobbies where it seems like no one's shooting back, but in their defense, he kills them so damn fast, even if they try, they can't. This is where reaction time separates the GOATs from everyone else. I have very fast reaction time, but when it comes to people like Breadman, not even the same ballpark, not even the same conversation. So these players here don't really stand much of a chance running against players like Breadman. You just really don't. At the end of the day, I can teach you guys to be better players, but I can't teach you guys how to be pros, because again, there's just a lot of time in mouse and key and controller you'll have to put in to really develop and hone in on your skills. But step one to getting there is stop making the dumbass mistakes that a lot of you guys make.
There we go.
But so far, sitting on 16, people bleeding out. No one's even rezzing these knocks. He's gotten 2 bleed outs after he's run away from players that he knocked who just were never rezzed. The lack of teamwork in Warzone is appalling. And to be fair, the lack of teamwork in all multiplayer games is appalling. And it's the reason why you and your team probably suck. If you're out here playing for fun, do what you want, brother. Keep drinking, keep smoking, do whatever you want while you're playing. But if you're actually trying to actively get better, man, you've got to fix something.
All right, we gotta take this EV and dip. Somebody just res too. Oh my lord.
Enemy soldier incoming. Copy that. UAV online and off.
Utilizing a simple UAV. Notices 3 enemies on the high ground. Let's see how he pushes this fight. There are several different jump up spots he could do to get higher leverage, higher position, but he's just gonna play this angle.
Oh my god, y'all.
Wait. Oh, they just said your real name. What the?
What did they say?
He said it's MLK.
What are we crosswalking for, bro? Absolutely not, man. Again, it was a 3v1. All they had to do was stack them together. The moment the first guy got shot at, the other two should have jumped on Breadman, but they didn't. They hid. They played scared.
Like Kryptonite.
And you might be like, Savage, how am I supposed to kill Breadman if we can't all do it together? Well, look, even if your team can't kill Breadman, even if you feel like you can't 4v1 this dude, you're at least better off trying to 4v1 them than sitting here and getting picked one at a time. And again, this is one of those lobbies where we can call a bot lobby all we want. No one's playing together. Let's just all be honest. When we're playing quads, it's not the 1v1s we usually lose. It's the 4 stacks that kill us. That's the worst part of Warzone is the stacking. Legitimately. So if you're not staying together, if you're not pushing together, not fighting together, you put yourself at a disadvantage.
God, look fast.
Beautiful shots, man. The tracking is just crazy.
Dude, this lobby would just live in. It's a baby.
I just died.
Another challenge I would not tell you guys to do in that situation. You do not want to challenge an enemy like that, but because his aim is so on point and that SO at the time was so fierce,
It's a baby.
it was just allowing you to do that.
Bro, like this is the most supreme lobby.
I see that. I see that.
We've infiltrated the baby lobby, bro. I think my nose is freaking itching at the perfect time.
Oh, what?
I can't get over what we're watching right now. This is 28 with 54 up. Getting high alert from the north. Notice how he changes the position, gets to cover instead of sitting there trying to commit the climb. This vehicle coming back. This man thinks he's playing Forza. He's never gonna learn his lesson if he keeps doing this shit.
Bro, this is wild. This is wacky. This is insane. Wacky and played Warm Feeling 2. Dude. Yo, chat, can everyone copy and paste what Stats just posted in the chat real quick? I need the gas.
I want to go ahead and point something out real quick because this is just something that I struggle with is tracking. Flicks, snaps, I'm great at that. Tracking is my biggest downfall as a mouse keeper player. So when you watch Breadman and you're like, Breadman's got aimbot. Watch his hand and watch how smoothly and fluidly he pulls over to the right hand side and pulls down just to follow the enemy, right? Going to the buy, it's just kind of timing, and then watch his hand. And literally the dot never leaves the dude's body. The lock and focus on the enemy and lining it up with the crosshair is just hella impressive. Because if he was to miss 1 or 2 bullets here and there, over tracking, under tracking, the difference between fights is just absolutely wild. Like right there, he missed the first 2 bullets and connected all of them, instantly just adapted to it. So it's going to be an interesting ending as well. A lot of people in this area, I love that this guy came down, tried to win a melee battle. Don't really love the idea of melee.
Oh, he's suffering.
I feel like if you have a pistol, especially with just how nice pistols are, you might as well get some distance, use some cover, and try to win your fights.
Did I not get that?
You can't really predict running into Breadman with a pistol, but still, if this was a bot we were spectating and he landed on him, I would say the exact same thing. You don't want to rely on melee to get your kills.
Bro, what is going? Is this a zip? Oh my gosh.
36 kills with 41 up. Absolutely wild, man. And again, just utilizing his zip that was perfectly placed.
Supreme, no big double.
Now, this would be a situation where I'll tell you guys, you want to go ahead and get the high ground. You want to go ahead and grab this and hold this angle. Because most of us can't take on a 1v4. He can, so let's see what happens. Looks like he might actually die right on this team. Or maybe not. He's thinking about it. He's trying to see what's going on. And he lands up on here. That's honestly a good decision, even from his perspective. He's waiting for the enemy to come out. And the reason why he was patient at first is that reason there. We don't know how many people are here. If we can get the enemy to come out before we start shooting, if he was to run out and we just use a little bit of patience, he was to run out of there, we could easily get a knock and execute without even leaving our spot. He didn't. We let him know we were here. It was what it was. He moved his body to a point where it seemed like it was a good idea. In retrospect, it definitely, I wouldn't say it wasn't, it just didn't work out the way he planned. So with the enemy cracks, he just jumps on down and tries to finish the fight. Unfortunately, again, this is the reason why you land in better spots, because there's gonna be more than one player, no matter what. Why I say that, this whole lobby's been basically solos, except for this fight here. All right, Breadman now teleporting. We're going back to a higher ground, getting easy kill on a guy on the jet ski. Don't really understand the jet ski play here. There's really nothing he could do. That was just stupid. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. I was looking at you.
That's just simply you didn't see the enemy, but he was just simply following the tracers.
Still in this corner up here.
It's amazing how many times we spectate players, especially randoms, and they're sitting here and they're getting shot at and they have no idea where. They're just doing 360s like, where am I getting shot from? What the hell is going on? And all they have to do is essentially follow the hit markers on their screen or look for the tracers and follow it back to the source. All right, now here's an example of why I tell you guys not to play the edge of the zone. Now this zone here specifically, it's kind of weird because it's just Fortress and a lot of people play the edge just out of fear. But it's like that with every zone. Stop playing the edge of the zone. You watch so-and-so do it, they drop 40. You watch so-and-so do it, they drop 20. That's cool. People that should be playing the edge of the zone are aggressive and great at the game. They clean up the bots on the edge of the zone. The only time I want to see you guys on the edge is if you're just happen to be in a fight and you're trying to play it slow and get yourself out of a bad situation by letting enemies distract each other, or if it's in game and it's a positioning issue. Other than that, you need to rotate to the highest ground, the best position, and get ready for the gatekeep. Do not end up playing the edge and get run through by the goats, because that's where they feed at. That's where they thrive at, playing the edge. If you want to get in fights and be aggressive and get better at gunfighting, then of course play the edge your heart's content. But if your gunplay is not up to par, don't put yourself in unnecessary situations for no reason at all. And I want you to see the common theme with these enemies. They're all sitting in buildings. They're all crouched. They get one shot off by the time they're almost dead. So reaction time issue. Oh, weird. Crouch. So weird. Just unfortunate to watch players just really fall into this mindset because honestly, dude, will all players be able to beat your dude Breadman? Absolutely not. But you'd at least stand a better chance than doing something dumb like this. He runs behind the door and sits there. What are we doing? Just utilizing an easy boost jump to get from one wall to another so he doesn't have to put himself in a bad spot. Playing the high ground, playing the wall, because look at the zone. This is exactly where we want to be. Now, he looks like he's about to dive off into some crazy ass shit. Telling you guys right now, don't dive off. Play this position, play this wall. Unless you want to drop 50. From a winning perspective, for most of you guys, again, that can't win 1v4s, 1v5s, pick your fight smarter. And all he's doing really to find these players is just analyzing the fact that half the zone's on the coast and in the water. So he's just simply clearing it out before he moves on to the players camping in buildings. Because easier targets are always going to be out in the open. The harder targets that have more of a chance to kill you are going to be crouched in the corner in a building. So that's usually the order of events you want to challenge.
Got another guy on me.
The SO at the time is absolutely broken, animalistic. Should never be a thing. But it is. Again, like, look at it one more time. The enemy stares at us and just welcomes us to shoot him in the face. Not shooting, 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 not shooting. Now he's shooting. What? Come on, man. You have to develop fast reaction time. How do you do that? Hot drop and get in fights. My God. Now, I would say you have to respect the drop shot. The problem is the range. When you're far apart, drop shotting does not help you. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how good they are. If anyone tells you if you're at range drop shot, they're a moron. Don't do it. Because right here, all we have to do is bring our crosshair down from here to here. If they're up close and personal, I'll have to drop my crosshair completely and it'll catch me off guard because I'll lose sight of them altogether. Here, though, we don't lose sight. We just have to change our reticle just a little bit down, and we're just going to finish killing you. So the drop shot, normally I'd say good job keeping your body moving. That range, though, absolutely not, dude. All right, so it's in game right now, and they've got center zone cleared out. So I would always tell you guys, pick position, and honestly, that's what you should do. But no one's shooting at us. No one's here. And because of that, we don't really have to sit here and wait. We don't want to sit here and wait because there's so many buildings that are still safe. There's no telling where this next zone is going to go. So they're going to go on and continue to hunt, increase his kill count. Again, he's about to drop 50, so I definitely don't see him slowing down his gameplay just to play safe for a win when he's already got thousands of wins. Again, just chase down the kills. Now, I want you guys to see how they close in together. Early game, they're off doing their own thing, they're split, but when it comes to in game, they lock it in. This is something I tell you guys all the time. You always want to be locked in and close together to your team, but if you aren't, when it comes to in game, you have to. Because now essentially all they have to do is just force stack the other, what seems to be solos and maybe a duo in this position. Now, notice how they're not going in this building. Why are they not going to the building to the right? Well, Pink is because he's an animal. Breadman ain't going in there because he already knows what's going to happen. You already know someone's going to maybe catch you up and kill you when you're on a freaking 50 heater and you don't want to die. The player did die. Unfortunately, we did not hear a gunshot. Got him. There's one enemy there. So the duo, I would imagine, are sitting in the building. Door closes. Watch what Brolic does. Look at the speed that this man enters the door and baits the shots. I mean, he almost teleports out completely. And then Brolic changes his angle entirely. Just absolute huge W. Now remember, this is a duo team we're fighting. We just got high alert from behind in the other building. Why are they not together? Why has no one been together in this game? And it's not just this game. We spectate this shit from randoms day in and day out. people are always like, Savage, why do you only spectate randoms? We want to see your gameplay. Like, that's cute. But listen to this and listen closely, because this is the truth. You guys can watch 53 kill games, and congrats, Bredman, by the way. You can watch 53 kill games all you guys want. You can watch 30 kill games. You can watch people teach you how to drop 30s all day. Have you ever dropped a 30? Is it working? No. You know why? Because you need to learn from the people making mistakes. You need to learn from someone relatable. That's why we spectate random so often. It may not be entertaining as 53 kills, but it's the only way you guys are going to become better players at the game. There are still things you can learn from GOAT gameplays, but the majority of y'all's issues is gonna be from the mistakes you're making or your team's making. That's what you have to cut away. You have to break that cloth off before you can even dream of having high kill games, dropping 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s. Now, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna drop 53 kills. My PR is 36, so that ain't me, but it can happen, guys. Get out there, get better, learn from the GOATs, but also make sure you're learning from the randoms we spectate as well, because honestly, those are the most valuable videos you could possibly be missing out on. Great gameplay, but if you want to continue to become a better player, make sure you watch this video right here and hone in on your skills.